right, let's talk about credit cards. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down absolutely everything you need to know about them, the good, the bad, and most importantly, how to use them like a pro. So let's just dive right in. So here's the big question, right? It's the first thing that pops into your head when you swipe that plastic for the first time. It kind of feels like free money, but is it? That is the core question we are going to answer today. Because trust me, getting this one wrong can be a very, very expensive mistake. And when I say expensive, I mean this expensive. Just look at that number. Some credit cards can hit you with an annual interest rate of 45%, and sometimes even higher. A number that massive is exactly why it is so critical to understand how these things really work. Okay, so let's start with a promise. You know, the part that feels a little bit like magic. How is it even possible to use a bank's money for free? Well, it all comes down to understanding the basic mechanics of how this game is played. So what even is a credit card when you get right down to it? Well, at its heart, it's actually pretty simple. It's just a pre-approved loan. A bank decides you're trustworthy and gives you a spending limit, let's say $50,000 or maybe even 5 lakh rupees, that you can use for your purchases. The key thing to remember is it's not your money. You're just borrowing it from the bank. Now here's the secret sauce, the trick to getting that free credit. It's called the interest-free window, and it can last up to 50 days. Just look at this timeline. Let's say you buy something for 10,000 rupees on February 1st. Your bill for that purchase isn't actually due until, say, February 25th. And here's the crucial part. If you pay back the full 10,000 by that due date, you pay zero interest, zilch. You've just successfully used the bank's money for free. That's the promise. And look, once you master that one simple rule, you unlock a whole world of powerful perks. This is the fun part, the seductive part. It's the reason why so many smart spenders absolutely love using credit cards. So what are we talking about here? Let's break down the top 6 advantages. First, paying your bills on time boosts your CIBIL score, which is just your financial report card. And a good score is vital for getting loans in the future. They also make online shopping way safer thanks to fraud protection. Of course, you earn rewards and cashback on pretty much every spend. You can unlock amazing travel perks like free airport lounge access, set up easy payment plans for big purchases, and maybe most importantly, you have a financial backup for any emergency that life throws at you. Now, when it comes to those rewards, they usually fall into 2 main types. You've got your cashback cards, which are super simple. You spend money, you get a percentage of that money back. Easy. Then you've got points cards. Here, you collect points on your spending that you can save up and later redeem for things like gift vouchers, electronics, or even flights. The real key is just matching the right type of card to your own lifestyle. All right, so we've seen the promise, we've seen all the cool perks, but now we have to talk about the danger zone. This is what happens when things go wrong, and it's where that whole free money feeling disappears very, very quickly. And this right here, this table reveals the entire trap. You see, banks love to advertise what looks like a small monthly interest rate, something like 3.75%. You might think, that doesn't sound so bad. But here's the catch. When you compound that over an entire year, it balloons into a massive 45%, or in some cases, even 55%. This is exactly how a small, manageable debt can spiral completely out of control. Okay, let's make this super real for a second. Imagine you have an unpaid bill. Maybe you just couldn't pay it all off this month. It's just 10,000 rupees. Well, thanks to that crazy compounding interest we just talked about, that 10,000 rupees can easily become 13,000 in just 1 year. And that's without you spending a single extra rupee. You're basically paying 3,000 rupees for absolutely nothing. And this is why you have to avoid the minimum payment trap at all costs. Seriously, that little minimum amount due on your bill, it is not a favor from the bank. It's a business model. It's designed specifically to maximize the interest you pay and to keep you stuck in a cycle of debt, potentially forever. Okay, that was a little scary, I know. But listen, it does not have to be this way. Not at all. So now let's get to the good part, the playbook for success. If you just follow these golden rules, you'll get all of the perks and none of the pain. All right, let's walk through these. Rule number 1, and this is the big one, the most important one. Always pay the full amount, every single month. No excuses. Put it on auto pay. Rule 2, try to keep your spending below 30% of your total credit limit. We'll talk more about why in just a sec. 3, always check your statements for errors or fraud. 4, never ever withdraw cash from an ATM with your credit card. The fees and instant interest are absolutely brutal.
5. Use the right card for the right spend to maximize your rewards. And finally, number 6, only go for no-cost EMIs if they are truly no cost. So let's zoom in on that 30% rule because it's super important. It's what's called your credit utilization ratio. So if your credit limit is 1 lakh, you really want to try to keep your outstanding balance below 30,000. Staying in this safe zone shows lenders that you're a responsible borrower, and it is fantastic for your credit score. All right, time for some rapid-fire myth busting. You ready? Myth number 1, and it's a huge one. Carrying a balance on my card improves my credit score. This is completely false. It does the exact opposite. It badly hurts your score, and it costs you a fortune in interest.
Okay, next up, myth number 2. Having a bunch of credit cards is always a bad thing. Nope, not necessarily. If you can manage them all responsibly, and that means paying each one off in full every month, it can actually increase your total credit limit and lower that utilization ratio we just talked about, which is a good thing for your score.
And the last myth we'll bust today, the idea that you should close old credit cards you're not using anymore. Please, don't do this. A huge factor in your credit score is the length of your credit history. Keeping that old zero balance account open shows you have a long, stable relationship with credit. It's a good thing. So if you're just starting out and you're thinking, okay, where do I even begin? Here are a few great places to look. For a solid lifetime free card, you could check out the IDFC Millennia. If you do a ton of online shopping, the Axis Ace has fantastic cashback. And if you're a travel bug, the SBI Elite is loaded with great travel perks.
So let's bring it all home. What's the one thing you need to remember from all of this? It's this. A credit card is not free money. It is an incredibly powerful financial tool. And just like any tool, if you use it correctly, you can build amazing things, like a great credit score and a wallet full of rewards. But if you're careless, it can cause a whole lot of damage.
Hey, I really hope this breakdown helped clear things up and made you feel more confident about credit cards. If you learned even one new thing today, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you know a friend who's about to get their first card, share this with them. And of course, make sure you're subscribed for more simple finance explainers just like this one.
Thanks for watching.